Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a step-by-step install the rear cargo sliding deck that was originally fitted to my TRD Pro 4Runner. Now I removed all of my carpet and everything probably 6 months into ownership and installed some Dobinson's drawers. Before I put the drawers in, I used some sound deadening material back here. This is not going to be in the way of anything today, so if yours looks a little bit different than this, no worries. Now, if yours has just the standard back end without the sliding tray, you're basically going to remove everything and you're going to get to this point here. This is where we're going to start. Now, we're going to be installing the carpet, so we're going to do that first. And I will be kind of cleaning some of this area up just a little bit as we go, so bear with me. All right, now it looks like those pieces will just clamp right down in there. And then, you can still see the line from where this will then go over that, basically, and hold that in place. But before we get too carried away, we're going to be tucking our carpet from the sides back up underneath the trim on the corners. Now, some of you in this area right here, you may have some putty, but generally you're going to have a threaded hole that'll be on every one of these 5th-gen 4Runners. And I'm just trying to reorient because I've covered up some of this, so I may have to cut back some of my places here. Maybe hiding a hole. I can feel it right there. There's a hole that I have covered up. I'll just cut that stuff out of the way and then center our bolts. See here, let's get that in there. Okay. There we go. All right, these supports that go right behind the back seats, you're going to see they're going to sit in here like so. You're going to have 4 total of these little bolts here that have a washer already made onto them. You have pre-tapped holes right here behind the middle row seats. All right, once that's started, get those tightened up, and then we'll be going over to the other side and installing the one on the driver's side. All right, and with both of those brackets securely installed, we are now ready to go to the next step. Well, we've had a significant amount of weather that just rolled through, so we're gonna try to speed this up and see if we can get this finished. Now, depending on how you sourced your parts, if it was somebody that just disassembled and just removed it directly out of the vehicle, your sliding frame may be all in one piece. However, these are your 4 main components. It will be your right-hand side, your left-hand side. This goes at the front. There will be 2 nuts that you will use to connect the 2 sides. This roller brace assembly will go just like that, and we'll be joining that together. There is a 14mm bolt on each side. There is one indexing end right here, which I'm having to poke back through that will go down, and do the same thing over here on this side. There it is. All right, there we go. Get that seated. So I'm gonna, first things first is just attach my frame back together, get that good, tighten that up, and then we'll be putting our bolt in here. All right, now with our frame adequately reconnected, all 4 sides, we are now ready to put these bolts in the rearmost position here. And we're only going to be actually installing these at the current moment. The ones that will go up here on this end, we will be doing here in a minute. All right, let's get those tight. What we want to do at this point is pull everything as far forward as we can. That's going to stop, pull the latch all the way in, lock it. All right, from here, we're going to put the actual deck. So we're going to install that now. You'll notice 2 of your pieces of hardware have locating tabs. They're going to be on this one. As you can see, there is the telltale sign of where those are supposed to go. But you're going to have 4 on each side. This is going to be the easiest way for you to get into your vehicle and do it. It's just to pull them all the way forward. We're going to mount the board, and then we can slide it back and forth for the rest of this. But let's get the board on, and then we'll get our tray installed up at the front. Okay, notice that these have a panel that may possibly be present. You're going to have to remove those. The actual pull handles will go towards the furthest back portion of the vehicle. And we're going to set this up on here. I'm going to move my stuff out of the way. All right, once you get it set into place, you should notice that little locator right there is in its spot. And then you'll have one on the same side over here also that connects. All right, both of those are properly seated. Looks like I can see the bolts on everything. And remember, your innermost back one is going to be the one with the Loctite on it. And I just realized that I have now set these on top on top of where my bolts are at. So I'm going to have to just move this back out of the way for a second. That one should go. Okay, all the rest of them are the same size, so we're just going to find the appropriate place for those to go, get them all started. This is actually, I think when I removed all this stuff, it took me quite a while, but I mean, like literally, I mean, if you allowed obviously more time than what you think that you're going to need, just to ensure that you don't mess anything up, you could knock this out really in less than an hour. It is not that challenging as far as installs go. All right, let me get my appropriate wrench here and we'll get those tightened up. Okay, these appear to be 13mm heads. All right, and with that tightened, you should be, if you've installed it correctly, able to, yep, cool. It works flawlessly. Really, before I put this on, I probably should have put this this little panel on, but it's not too terribly hard. I think I can get in there to it and get that on. But just be advised, but after you've got your frame in there, there's nothing else you're going to be doing at this end of the vehicle, so you can actually put your little strip panel back on. Let me get that put back in place, and I guess we'll just move on to this little area up in the front and we'll be done. Yeah, easy enough. That can be put back on really at any time. We now, let's see, left hand. Yeah, you can see that's got the 2 notches down at this end. It just sits down in there. Now, some of you may be wondering, what are these little holes here for? Well, this will hold 440 pounds. More than enough to hold a fridge and everything, but to be able to get proper tie downs, what I did was I custom fit or cut a piece of plywood, wrapped it in black vinyl, and attached it with just wood. I don't know exactly what they're called. They're kind of like a rib nut, except they've got these spikes. So as it tightens up, it just draws it into the material. And I just put that on there. Had 3 on the side, 2 in the back. Did exceptionally well, and I was able to mount a fridge that I could permanently just keep it, good, and, like, tied down and everything with the proper tie downs, and it worked really well. But so if you wanted to modify your board, if you wanted to put like a pull out, like a simple drawer system or something that you wanted to make yourself, you can do it. You can just put a base plate over the top of it and just build it out from there. And the cool thing is, it's factory. It does hold quite a bit of weight, and you can really modify these to suit your preference. Just keep that in mind if it's just something that you're thinking about ditching, going away with. There's just all kinds of different things you can do with these. All right, with those covers back on there, now we can turn our attention to, we've got one more bolt to put in, then we'll be dropping the tray in. Basically how this works, as you can see right here, I have that covered up with my sound deadening stuff. So I'm going to get a sharp knife, I'm going to cut that back, and then we're going to put in our last 2 securing bolts, and this part of it will now be finished. All right, with that exposed, there we go. All right, let's get this other side knocked out. We're down to our last few steps. So you're gonna line up these yellow tabs right here. And then you should have adequate space to then put your tie downs, which are gonna be the last step. So the thing is, here you really don't have just a whole lot of space, and I'm trying to work around some things that are back here. So there we go. I noticed I've got to move my weather strip over just a little bit. It's not quite where it's supposed to be, and but I do think that should be on the top side, the carpeted side of the seat. That may not be correct. If it is, I'll change it after I put the seats back up. But all in all, like I said, as far as installs goes, this is rather simple. It is not that difficult at all. All right, we got to put our tie downs back in, and we are essentially done. Let's move that over a little. Man, that's tight. Okay. All right, all you do is just push the little caps down. Let's see. Yep. And put our little cover in, and it just locks kind of back in place, and then there it goes. And there it is. Total time, I'm just gonna say just under an hour. Not too bad. I still have some cleaning to do. Started raining on me, so I didn't get the vacuumer out like I kind of anticipated that I would. All right, and with that, we're done. Very simple to do. I think it's a very functional install, so it's something that is you could find on the used marketplace. It would probably be the most beneficial thing. I'll list all the part numbers that I can come up with everything that you're going to need, but just do a little Facebook marketplace search or get on eBay and find somebody that's got everything that you're going to need, and just do it in one go like that. You'll get your hardware and everything, and there won't be any guesswork. It's really nothing special that you're going to have to do. I think all of these holes they're pre-drilled. They may be full of putty or something like that, but you shouldn't have to do anything, nothing special to be able to make that work on your 5th Gen 4Runner. But thank you so much for watching the video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. I'm Jeff. This is Will to Live Off-Road. Thank you guys so much.